Hello Nitro fans, Racing 393, and we're here for part 2 of the really old 1981 Mardave Marauder rebuild. So yeah, like I said, this is part 2. And I've got a picture there, so we got quite a lot done, I suppose, in this video. Um, it's Although the car is very simple, and I would say it's easy to work on. Uh, it's been sat around for years, clearly, and not looked after, abused, and things get stuck. It's tight. Loctite was used, I guess, back in the day, so the bolts become welded into the thread, whatever it is, and it's really, really hard work to get things off without making more damage and hassle than what you're starting with. So you've got to take some real time, have the correct tools to get things off, making sure that they're not stripped or they've left bits in there. You find further damage and things that need replacing upon investigation when you strip things down anyway. It just stands to reason. You sort of expect it. So 1981. It's also a kit which is. Now, this Nitro, it's got no brakes on it either. That was something else I didn't realise until I was reading about it, but it doesn't have brakes. Like I've mentioned it. It's a bit of a Marmite car. I do like it, but it's got to be done right, else it looks a bit naff. There's plenty online people who have refurbished these cars, and they look really, really good. And there's others which they're not refurbished; they're just someone's got them, and it looks really, really rubbish. So I don't know. But anyway, you can see here I've got things stripped and cleaned. Most importantly, my hands are filthy. So in this video, what we do, so the chassis is cleaned. The Irvine engine was stripped down as much as I could, checked and rebuilt. I'll be honest, the compression's gone. I think I'm not. Most of these Mardave Nitro cars that are still about that have been rebuilt, most of them are like shelf queens. So it doesn't really matter that the engine doesn't have any compression if it sits on a shelf. This would look perfectly okay like this, but because I want to at least use it and run it, so it's a working car. I've got to try and get a little bit of compression back on the engine. I don't think I've succeeded much. Anyway, like I said, I'm sort of distracting myself. In this video, we get the car stripped right down, cleaned, and we check all the other bits and pieces to see if there's any extra damage or parts that I might need, because you can still get various parts for this, even from Mardave, which is incredible. So sit back. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I will see you again very soon for part 3, but enjoy part 2. Welcome to part 2. All clean. Let me show you this. Hopefully it kind of portrays. I never did couldn't get the crank out. Impossible. So that'll stay there. Muffler. It's nice and clean. Got to sort out like a pressure pipe on there, as it's got a hole in it. It doesn't have to have that in there, but it runs better with that in there. Just want to clean that up.
inside there a little bit actually. Actually no, I don't, because in there, didn't realise that, but inside it's got like a coating. It's probably asbestos or something, but I didn't know that was in there. But maybe just clean up. Well, it doesn't need cleaning up. Don't know why I'm saying that. Cooling head. It's nice and clean. Nothing much to that though, is there? Flywheel with the clutches, they just need a little bit of a clean up. They're polished on the shoe side, but they're alright because they grip the asbestos on there, so but they just need a clean up around the faces on there, which I'll do. This is the major one, so I've got to sort this out. I might do like a repinch of this and clean it up. I don't know, do the best I can. The standoff there's for the crank, and then we've got the roller bearing there for the clutch bell. They're rare as rocking horse, aren't they? They're rare as rocking horse shit. Right, okay, let me I'm just going to find out some bits and pieces about this, what fits. I think that's M4 size, I think. And I think they're M3. And it looks like that hole is threaded. I'm hoping it is, because there's absolutely no way of getting anything on there. Right, let me sort out some nuts and bolts. Might have to order some stuff as well, so yeah. I'll just head forward and see how far I can get with bits and pieces on this. I'll be back in a second. Well, I've cleaned the cylinder. I've tried pinching it. So that's exhaust port, and that goes in that way. I can still push it all the way through, but the piston ring gives a very, very small amount of resistance. So it's clean. The piston and that's all clean. I suppose the tricky bit now is I'll build it a bit more, but I need to put this. No, I don't. I need to put that in first. So this has got to go in first with a bit of oil, and then that's got to go in dead square. But there's no dowel or anything. So yeah, not sure about that. Right, just 3-in-1 oil. Nothing spectacular for now. I can't remember which way around that piston goes, but I've looked at it and I can't see anything. Can't see anything. Right, let's put this in first. So those 3 ports there are exhaust, which is this bit here. So this bit is really, I don't know, worrying, to be honest. Well, it's in. I'm unsure if it's right. The next thing to do is to put got a shim in here, so don't bend or lose that, whatever you do. So the exhaust shim's on there, exhaust shim, head shim. Right, I'm just going to try and put this back together. And it feels like it did. So plugs in. It's got ever so slightly more like pop, but don't get me wrong, it's not gonna. It's better than it was. I suppose it's the flywheel. Let's clean that up there and put that on. Flywheel and clutch springs, clutches on. It might work. The back plate on. No gasket though, so probably have to put some sealer on there. Not too worried at the moment. Let's put the clutch bell on now. What that little hole's for? There's a hole there, look. In the clutch bell. What's that for then? Seen one of those before. So I've only put the exhaust on with one bolt because I've got to change them, and it needs a gasket. Carb's got to be stripped and looked at. I don't even, like I said, I don't think, I could be wrong. Don't know if it's the right carb, but time will tell. So that's the exhaust. Well, that is the exhaust. So yeah, it's got no compression hardly, but it should run, shouldn't it? Momentarily. Pleased with that. It's come out alright, considering what it was like. I've got to get some bits for it. This is just a fuel tank I found. And I've just cleaned it now inside. I've got some fuel in there. Got all the residue out, most of it anyway. Yeah, so that's the fuel tank I'm going to use. That's the one that came with the car. I need one of these little nipple things, but I don't think that one fits. So I've sealed it with some exhaust paste. It's only a pressure. I've got to get screws for this, so I need to measure. What is that? It's M3. It's got to be a certain amount of length. Keep showing the camera, for fuck's sake. What? I'm going to headbutt a spike. I'm lost for words. Got to measure that. Right. I've said it again. As I was saying, that's the original fuel tank here. I mean, it's all right, but I don't know. So I'm going to use this one, which I've cleaned up. So it's fairly clean there now. That does fit in the chassis quite nicely, and it's got outlets on it. So okay, that's done. But no, it's not done. It's just, note to self: don't drink nitro fuel. One dickhead showing the camera screen again. Am I ever going to learn? Screen. No. Oh fuck. Oh my god. Oh fucking hell. Lens. Screen. Lens. Oh no, can't do that right. Lens. What am I trying to do? That's the fuel tank I'm going to use. Right, that's that one. Okie dokie. Right. Right, left, right, left. You'll be pleased to know, different hoodie for the first time for like weeks. I should really strip the suspension off now, shouldn't I? Because most of these nuts and bolts are absolutely trashed. Stop burping. Maybe I can take these wheels off because they're sort of. I've got these grub screws which look like they're never ever going to come off ever. How to completely knacker a project in one swoop. Nope, that's not it. What is wrong with my coordination? Come on, is that a different size? Yeah, it is a different size. That one? Right, it's the right size. Ooh, I don't know. Don't like the way that's feeling. It's got two grub screws as well. They sort of grip the axle, but it doesn't. Oh, that one come off done. Well, that would. There's always one in there. There's always one that doesn't. Push it in. God, I don't like that. That's gonna. What's it gonna do? Strip, break, snap. Let's try this side. Yeah, that one's alright. Turn the wheel over. This one's in more, so. And that one came undone as well. So this side is okay. Hang on, I'm going to have to think. Film me thinking. Well, even if I got this wishbone off, it's not going to come off. Even if I could get that off, and it has to come off. Ta-da! 2 axles. Marvellous. So somehow these springs come off. And they've got dowels. Oh yeah. That is asking for problems. I think we'll leave that for a minute. It's the back end off. Yeah, it's going to take some cleaning up. What a mess. Ooh. What a mess. Roll cage. Box of shit. 1/8 stock car wheel. Right, just the front suspension now. Well, it looks easy. Probably won't be. Front suspension off. I won't strip it down in this episode. It just needs taken apart and putting back together. There's nothing broken. Just, yeah, all good so far. Steering servo saver. Another plate. Good old Loctite. That's the problem. That's why I don't use it. If I was racing it, I would. Or a car, a nitro, then I would, yeah. And there you have it, stripped. Needs to clean, but it's good. Not bad, actually. Pleased the way that come out, although who knows whether it works or not. Can only hope. But a few things to get yet. There's just a clean up and rebuild now. Yeah, it's a mucky job that. Still not quite out of the woods yet with the muck, but surprising where it goes. It's everywhere. You know, and I build new kits on here as well, so I don't want to be like working in a hovel. That's the end of part 2. The Mardave Marauder restoration build. Don't know why I'm doing this, but it makes me feel better. Yeah, what do you think? These are not easy cars. Well, they're easy to work on. They're just not easy to buy bits. So I've got to get a few bits anyway. Namely, where's it gone? In fact, oh, there it is. Get some of those. That can't be too difficult. M3. I'll try Allen bolts. I've got to get some fibre washers as well, just like seals here on the exhaust. If I can get it working, that'd be a milestone. Don't know what I'll do with it though. It can be very, almost looks like a midget, doesn't it? Might convert it into some sort of American retro midget. Don't know yet. We'll see. But anyway, pleased about that. That's the end of part 2. I'll see you soon for part 3 when we start, perhaps, well, cleaning up the bits. Well, it'll be another clean up, although I won't film that, there's no point. But I'll start cleaning it all back up again, and then we can start reassembling bits and pieces and getting it back to where it's like. Hopefully I'll get some bits by then, some bits that I'm going to need. Yeah, I think what else I need. I've got in here, you know, I've got like brand new wishbones, but there's nothing wrong with the ones that are on there. Don't know why I did that. But I have also got hardware in there, so. But you know, this aged RC is going to be like UNF, isn't it, or something stupid? Stuff I haven't got. Yeah. The battery box is split, but it might better glue it back together. clean it up and use the original one. Can't see a reason why we wouldn't be able to do that. Saves cutting the new one out. Yeah, so it makes a wrong mess, doesn't it? Anyway, end of part 2. Appreciate you watching. Thank you very much. And I shall see you for part 3 in the not too distant future. Thank you very much. See you soon.